Hey Canucks fans, we have lots of news coming from Canucks practice today, their first practice in a week, and not all of it is good. We learned about Thatcher Demko. His injury is a lower body injury that's going to keep him out week to week. Now, he suffered this injury in, you might remember, the Canucks' final game before the Four Nations break, that 2-1 victory over Toronto, that big win, but Thatcher Demko left exactly halfway through the first period after 10 minutes of playing time. Some were saying it was something that happened in warm-up. Others were saying that it happened during the game. Regardless, club officials are quick to point out that it's not the knee. So I don't know if that's good or bad news that it's not the knee, but it's not the knee, but it's a different lower body injury. He's out week to week, and they won't, they're not going to reevaluate him until after the next 2 weeks, which is basically the Canucks' 5-game road trip. So we know that they start a 5-game road trip this Saturday. I'll be at that game in Vegas. So Saturday night in Vegas, then back-to-back Sunday night in Utah. Then a bit of a break, Wednesday night versus the Kings, Thursday night versus the Ducks, and then a quick break, and then Saturday night versus the Kraken, all away games until they play their first home game back on Wednesday night, March the 5th versus the Ducks again. So obviously bad news for many reasons. The Canucks are playing well. They're 6-1-1 in their last 8. They've secured, for now, the second wildcard spot, leapfrogging Calgary over the past 2 weeks. And they're looking at using this Four Nations break to get Demko and, of course, Quinn Hughes healthy. More on that in a little bit. But now Demko will not make the trip. And on this trip, as I just outlined, there are 2 back-to-backs in these 5 games. So Vegas, Utah, break. LA, Anaheim, break. And then Seattle. So it would make sense that Lankinen plays the first game against Vegas, and then unless he does amazing or he's feeling really good, which I'm not sure if he will, he's coming off Four Nations, then you got to go Artur Shilovs against Utah. Then you go Lankinen against the Kings, and then Shilovs against the weaker Ducks, and then Lankinen against Seattle. So Lankinen can play 3 of the 5 games, probably the first half of the back-to-backs, because Vegas and the LA Kings are a lot tougher than Utah and the Anaheim Ducks. So that's the first order of business. Thatcher Demko out week to week, and they won't be reevaluating him until 2 weeks down the road, and then we'll see what happens. So it's up to Lankinen to carry the starter's ball, as he has done for a lot of the season, and then it's time for Artur Shilovs to step up as well. Then, how did it affect practice today? Well, remember, there's no Elias Pettersson, there's no Kevin Lankinen, and there's no Rick Tocchet, all either traveling back or still at the Four Nations tournament. So this is how the Canucks lined up at practice today. It was Arshdeep Bains between what was I going to say? I just drew a blank. They haven't played in so long. Between DeBrusk and between Kiefer Sherwood. So that is your top line. Basically, that's Pettersson's spot. So it's really Pettersson, DeBrusk, and Sherwood. But for today, it was Arshdeep Bains between DeBrusk and Sherwood. Then the second line, I'll get better, don't worry, was Philip Hito with the newly re-signed Drew O'Connor and Brock Besser. So good speed on that line to help Brock out. Third line of, I think it was Suter with Joshua and Garland. We've seen that combination before. And then a fourth line of Hoglander and Nils Aman flanking Teddy Bluger. So once again, there's Arshdeep Bains / Elias Pettersson between DeBrusk and Sherwood. It was Philip Hito, the Filipino, between Drew O'Connor and Brock Besser. It was Pius Suter between Garland and Joshua, and a fourth line of Teddy Bluger between Hoglander and Nils Aman. On D, it's the best that this D has looked all year because Hughes is back. Hughes hasn't traveled yet, and I'll get to that in a second. Hughes Hronek, Marcus Pettersson, Myers, and then DPD with Soucy, and then Forbort was your extra skater. Actually, sorry, it's Forbort and Soucy as the third pairing with DPD as their extra skater. I believe that's the way they went. And then it was Shilovs and Tolopilo in net because Demko's injured and Lankinen is still at the Four Nations. No Noah Juleson. He was the only notable absence that wasn't a Four Nations or injury absence. So we'll see what's up with him. Hopefully it's nothing too major, but he hasn't played in the last few games with the emergence of DPD. But with Hughes back, DPD bumps out, and you're looking likely at a Forbort Soucy third pairing. So that is the best our D has looked all year. Once again, Hughes Hronek, Marcus Pettersson with Myers, and then Forbort with Soucy playing on his off side. So that's how the Canucks practice. we'll see they have a lot of time to practice before their first game back in Saturday against Vegas. And then the biggest news of the day, along with the Drew O'Connor extension, which I covered earlier this morning, Quinn Hughes, initially summoned or named as an injury replacement to Charlie McAvoy for Team USA. But as I explained in great detail this morning, he can't play for Team USA unless one of their 6 healthy defensemen aren't healthy anymore on Thursday. A mysterious injury or a mysterious illness could do one of those guys in, and then Quinn Hughes will be thrust into action. However, it does not make sense for Quinn Hughes to fly all the way out to Boston to not play, only to fly all the way back to the West Coast to play in Vegas on Saturday night. So I think he practiced obviously with the Canucks in a non-contact jersey. So we will see non-contact. I don't know if that's kind of strange that it's a non-contact jersey, because if he's ready to play for Team USA on Thursday, obviously there's going to be contact in that game. Maybe they were just protecting him just in case he has to go out there. I don't know, whatever. It's Quinn Hughes. I'm not too, I'm worried about him, but I'm not worried about him. So, but my point is, whereas this morning I was all excited, or I know excited was the word, or apprehensive, or whatever. I detailed the fact that Quinn Hughes would go to Boston and serve as an injury replacement, much like Thomas Harley did for Cale Makar, and ended up getting into the game on Saturday night. Quinn Hughes' situation might be a little different because, of course, Charlie McAvoy's out, but if the rest of the 6 USA defensemen are healthy and expect to be healthy before Thursday and for Thursday's game, does it make sense for Quinn Hughes to fly all the way back east just to not play? So I think that's a story that we're going to have to watch over the next 2 days. It's only Tuesday, so he could fly out there tomorrow if he had to. He could fly out there technically Thursday morning if he had to as well. That's kind of a little close. I think it's going to be tomorrow if they decide they need him, and that's only if it seems like I don't think an American blue liner is hurt. It's just more, will an American blue liner catch the flu that apparently has been going on and has certainly ravaged the Swedish team from all reports from today. So there we go. Some news for you on Thatcher Demko's lower body injury week to week. We have some news on line combinations and D pairings. Our first look at our fully healthy D core, which is pretty cool, pretty strong. And then, of course, this never-ending Quinn Hughes story. Never-ending that just started yesterday, but I guess it started when he had to pull out, is will he end up serving as an injury replacement for himself is kind of the way that I framed it. But really, it's only if one of the 6 healthy American D-men can't go on Thursday night. Well, Canucks fans, let me know your thoughts to any of these things, especially, I guess, Thatcher Demko's injury. Yeah, it's really too bad. It's been a rough year for him, and does this make you think about what we should do with him long-term as his contract ends, not at the end of this year, but the end of next season. Kevin Lankinen may be looking like a better option every single day. So let me know how you're feeling in the comments below. And don't forget, 11 o'clock tonight, my live stream. Got so much to talk about tonight between Hughes, Drew O'Connor, Thatcher Demko, new line combos, everything. We're going to try and tackle it all at 11 o'clock tonight on my live stream. Shout out to my sponsors, Advanced City Experts Real Estate, Coach Patrick Blue, weight loss coach. Thank you, legendary Lucas Gates, legendary Harry Ma, legendary Andrew Chang, and thanks to franchise and Hall of Fame members for your support as well. And thanks to all of you for watching, liking, and subscribing. On your way out, like the video, subscribe, leave a donation if you'd like to, but most importantly, leave me a comment, your thoughts on Thatcher Demko injury news and anything else you're feeling right now as a Canucks fan and as a Canadian, if you're in Canada, and as a US or Swede or wherever else you're watching from. Let me know how you're feeling about the Four Nations face-off. Okay, friends, stay safe, stay healthy. Take care of yourselves and take care of each other. God bless, and go Canucks go.